Hi guys, it's Paschal here again, and I've got a special guest on the call today, and has been an inspiring and exciting journey. It's we've got a woman that's been through some challenges and came out of it, and the reason I'm with the intention of this interview to help anybody out there maybe experiencing any sort of challenges. Like most people come to me and ask, how can they start businesses online? How can they change their lives? And I often tell them most of the time it's not literally about any course or any training that's going to do the work for you. They have their role to play, but the majority of our success comes from our mindset. And so we've got a lady that just launched her first book, and we are going to find out how that came about and the story behind. Yes, Royce. Yeah, that's my son. So yes, please. No, close it first. Close, close. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's what we do. We've got families, so we just have to. I believe family is a priority, in my opinion. So, hi Jane. Welcome on this show, and thanks for giving us your time today. Can you tell us a little bit intro about yourself, so that we know you?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Jane. I'm married. I live in Holland and I'm a mother of four, a boy and three girls. And I have my own, I started my own business also. So I'm happy you invited me to this show. So let's get started.
Yeah. So you released the book, No More Holding Back.
Yep. All right.
I'm just gonna share the screen so that guests can see what we are doing. So it's No More Holding Back. And what's the story behind this book, and how did you come to the point now that you? Because I read on the thesis underneath here that you started your journey in 2003 when you left Africa. How did that happen?
It all gets started when I have to leave the shores of my country, Africa. And it was really not my intention to leave my country because back home, I had a job. I was teaching. I had everything I wanted as a young lady, and I thought I was really in a good. I was really living life, but until I was asked to leave my comfort zone, let me use that language, I came to this part of the world hoping to get fulfilled, hoping to achieve everything, hoping to be in the, how will I use it? I can easily refer to it as I was trying to hide in that place I call a comfort zone. You
Mm,
understand? Until they asked me to leave. And I came to realize that even the comfort zone, the place I call the home, the place I wanted to share my love, to take care of my son back then, because I left my son behind when I traveled out to come to Europe. The very person was not the person I thought he was. So coming to Europe, and I met a lot of obstacles. It became a turning point in my life to really see how does this happen? What was I running from? How did I land in this country with a strange language, with a
mm,
strange culture, with no family to call my own, with a
okay.
pregnancy of more than 9 months? If you understand, if you come from the part where I came from, Africa, there is sometimes a woman will go through pregnancy, become an overdue pregnancy. So my daughter refused to come out at that particular time, but there was a lesson that God was teaching me, or what a miracle that will come out of it.
Mm,
So when I came, if I tell people how I traveled, people will not believe. Till today, people still argue. I was more than 9 months pregnant. And when I said that I'm not going to leave, people like look at me and said, "What are you doing here?" I refer to the person that helped me as a stranger. is a godsend. So when I came into Europe with that pregnancy, even when I seek asylum in the refugee camp, they did not believe my story. They said, it is not possible that you enter the plane with a full-blown stomach. And
Yeah.
after 3 days, I was being operated and the baby came out. There was a lesson that I learned from that place that made me really write this book. In the process of time, when I was operated, they discovered that my placenta was down and the baby was up, which will have led to bleeding in Africa because I was not having the money to go for ultrasound. All we believe in Africa, when you are in labor, push, oh, it will come. It's not yet time. It's not yet time. Wait until the water or wherever before they rush you to the hospital. But when I came here, I was operated 3 days later and I gave birth to my baby. The beginning of loneliness started in the hospital without family, without flowers, without someone to come and visit me. It was painful. But in the midst of all, I hold on to one source, one very source, and that is my belief as a Christian.
Yeah.
That in all situations, there is going to be a way out for me. And I skipped through that situation.
And you didn't know. I think this is one challenge that majority of us go through when we are looking to make these trips. In fact, I'll say the picture they paint about Europe for us back home is not what we see here.
Absolutely not.
And there are a lot of people tend not to follow. They keep telling those same stories, and a lot of people still buy into those stories, and it has left a lot of families broken hearts, devastated, and these are some of the things that I am seeing personally in my own experience that we can. That's the reason I post a lot of these videos on YouTube to help a lot of people to begin to come out and share the truly what's going on in their own world, so that other people can learn. They say there's only two places to learn from. You can either learn from yourself, that's your own mistake, or you learn from others. And it's best to learn from others. And yeah. So when you got to Europe, you had a baby.
Yes.
3 days later.
Yes.
How how did it happen from there?
Being in that hospital bed, I remembered I was being forgotten by the immigration officers. I have to be direct. It has been in my mind. They like practically forgot everything about me. There was no dress for my baby, nothing until the nurses in the hospital. I managed to find one that speak English because they speak Dutch. I don't understand the word in Dutch. So they now contacted where they brought me from the refugee center. So they brought me out and they took me to the camp. I was being interviewed for more than 8 hours without food, without nothing. They brought me in to ask me, how did you come here? What brought you to this country? What is your story? Everything. And I was naive. So at that moment, it's like I was almost giving up. But when I looked at my baby, my bundle of joy, as I wrote in my book, it gives me a lot of energy to carry on. So with all the struggles and everything, being transferred after the interview, being transferred from one camp to another, if I remember, I think I was transferred with my baby to about 5 different places before I finally got my stay to be in this country. So in all this and everything, what I'm trying to like say here is, don't give up. Don't hold anything back. Move on with life. See that everywhere, like no more holding back. See, like everywhere you are being taken through is a process of life. When you don't stop, when you have the belief, you will become a success in the end.
That's a very good point that you raised there. You know, for me, my breakthrough was I was listening to a podcast at some point. The guy was, I think it's David is his name. He lives in the United States. I've not met him before. I was just listening. He said, "As you believe, what do you believe?" And he mentioned this verse in the Bible: "As you believe, so shall it be done unto you." When Jesus spoke to the crematorian to go home and his son is healed. He said, "What do you believe? What do you believe?" I started asking my because a lot of people ask me, Pascal, how did you start or making money online and all that?
Mhm.
It's not literally about anybody has any special talent or anybody. Somebody will ask you, how did you do this whole thing? How
Mhm.
did you travel on the plane? There's a belief that you held that this place is going to be better. So if I have this belief that if I start a business, I am good and I make it succeed in it,
Mhm.
my life is going to be better. So whatever obstacle that is ahead of me,
Mhm.
I'm willing to go through it
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
it's a belief. But when people ask, like, what is the training about? I said, that's the training is not the problem. You have to ask yourself, what do you believe? Because if somebody is holding on to a belief that they are not spending time with their kids, they are
Mhm.
trading their life to do, they are of a routine, work, come back, pay bills, work, pay bills.
Mhm.
That's the way they were trained.
Yeah.
That's a belief on its own that that's the
Yes.
only way they can make money. So if I'm
Yes.
telling them this other thing can also make you money,
Mhm.
as long it can be, I'm interested. That's I'm interested. But when somebody's committed, you, you you go through anything to make that thing happen.
Exactly.
So let's say when you got into obviously you started praying. You talked about you met your lovely husband. Could you tell us about how you met your husband?
um, if you pardon me to say, like the title of the book is No More Holding Back. I went
No,
through a lot of relationships. Like I
right,
said, I'm a mother of four.
yeah,
And I had my first and second daughter. The one, my son is still in Africa. He's 21 now, big boy.
yeah,
So, and the daughter here, they have the same father. But the two girls I have now is of different fathers.
right,
I pushed myself into a relationship and I'm being kicked out with pregnancy, abandoned with pregnancy. The second one, they come with all the beliefs and everything. But the moment I met my husband in a place where all hope were gone,
yeah,
all hope. And I placed a limit, a word. That's why I tell people to be careful of the word they use.
yeah.
What you affirm yourself with is what will really come back to you. And what to think of yourself is what you will become.
That's true.
So I closed my door and I said, no more husband, no boyfriend, no husband, I don't care, no man in my life.
Yeah,
So, but when I met a friend of mine, she's a wife of a pastor, a Dutch woman. We were just going to a shopping mall, and she told me once, she said, Jane, I've seen you cried. I've seen you take care of your kids alone. You sacrifice everything for them. But I'm going to tell you, and people, if I say this, people will think I'm a racist or something like that. No, she practically told me that you need to pray for a good man. And she said, and with, what will I say it, with exclamation mark, don't pray for a black man, pray for a white man. So I was like, what? Please? Sorry, what are you saying? I said, yes, it's okay. You understand? I went home and it's like it was beginning to work in me that let the will of God be done, our Father. Let the will of God be done, not our will, but the will of our Father.
but that
So,
comes from wisdom. What
yes.
if you listen to what she said? If I'm as you said that now, I can totally explain why she did. Let me say, in case of
Okay.
anybody is listening to this, I am a black man. I know why she said that. It's like I said, as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. We have
Yeah.
a belief as black people that majority of us, especially those from Africa, that
Mm-hmm.
once a woman has a child in with another man, that woman is taken. We should always go for a new woman. But that doesn't mean that men don't marry. Um, and the belief in our culture, this is our culture. I'm from Igbo. Now, women that had children outside marriage or their husband is no longer available, they are much more likely to get married by older men. In it. So, but here in the Western world, they are open to anything. They
Yes.
understand the mistakes we do
Mm-hmm.
make.
Yeah.
So they don't hold all this stigma that we do hold.
Yes,
So
correct.
that's a belief that we have. So When she said pray for a white man, it's because the belief system in majority of us, and I can tell you from my own experience, is from black guys is we would tend to technically tend towards somebody that doesn't have any kids because if say for instance if you're coming here we're looking at taking on all this response like they will tell you that you have a kid is more like a responsibility and all that so we tend to shy away from that without looking at the main person that we are trying to get married to. So this is all beliefs that these are but listen this is not I don't think that came from God in my opinion this type of belief that I think black people do have. It comes from culture. Culture is a group habit.
Yes.
When it's being handed to you from generation to generation to generation.
Correct. Yes.
When I start going to online business, they taught me a lot. It wasn't just when people talk about online business, I said this is not to me, this is about opening your brain to see
Yes.
the world differently.
Yes.
So if somebody is watching this now and they're thinking, what is belief? How this I can tell you now, if you're in a job, it's because your mother or father or great grandfather handed it over to your mother that they should work and pay bills, work for somebody till they die, wait for pension, go. Then they have handed you over that same belief.
Yes.
That you need to work for somebody, go to school, work for somebody, and you will save for pension and die. And
that's foundation.
Automatically you are handing it over to your kids.
Yes.
This is unconscious. It's a belief.
You're correct. Yes.
It's still a belief. There's nothing wrong with it, but they'll say everything is from God. Some people should be working and some people shouldn't. I say yes, but it depends on what you choose. So because I believe in the book of Genesis, in the beginning, I think it's book of John 1 or John, I can't remember again. It's in the beginning was the word.
John 1:1. Yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning was the word. So it's another way I look at it again is I've given you dominion over everything on earth. It's
right.
As long as somebody is controlling your mind, which is that belief that we were handed over.
Yes.
It's going to be difficult for us to take away that belief ourselves. We have to literally do that work on ourselves. And most people wake up, studies have it that we wake up to this belief at the age of about 30. 30 to 40. That's when we begin to question. Like, for instance, let me throw this in before we go. If you look at Christians, Muslims, and let's use biblical version. So Christians, there are Muslims and there are Buddhists. As Christians, they tell us the only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ. Then I am handed a belief that automatically that hands me over to the belief that Muslims, Buddhists, all these other religions, atheists, they're all going to hell. Because if they are not worshiping it, they're all going to hell.
Yeah.
It's a belief. So you hang on to that. You try to, the same thing if you go to the Muslim world, they don't marry anything outside. It's a belief.
Yes.
It's from generation to generation. So it's what you tend to choose. If you, at some point, you have to ask yourself, this is a personal thing, ask yourself what is true and what is not true. Because at the end of the day, I believe that we are all the same thing. We are all from one source, which is God. So let's get back. How did you transition when you got into the book? Because I can talk about this subject for day, night, month by month. Because it's something I enjoy. I am constantly studying into it. So when you got into that phase of the woman spoke to you and started handing you over, telling to pray for a white man, how did you approach that scenario? Was that like a comeback?
Yes, it was the turning point in my life because when I got home, I put the keys to bed. I took my Bible. I went down on my knees. The first thing I did is ask for mercy. I pleaded for mercy in the aspect of God, if I have closed the door of marriage to myself, forgive me. From today, I pray, let your will be done in my life, not my own will, but your will. You understand? Why did I use that prayer? Because when she spoke to me, like you said, it begins to walk in my mind.
The seed.
So I remembered most when I came to Europe, I came across a lot of white guys. Even when I was pregnant with all the pregnancy they abandoned me with, they would come. I have to chase them out because I closed the door. That my father always used one thing. He said, the white people, sorry to say, I don't know, whichever will be watching this is okay, but I have to be honest because I stand for honesty and transparency. My father always said that the white men, they are like spirits. They only hear from one ear. So when I got that belief, like what to talk about believe now. So I grew with that mentality that the white men, they are like spirits. They don't hear when they say no is no and they kick you out. So you don't have anywhere to run to.
Yeah.
So I circled myself alone in the group of white people. The black people. You understand? And those mistakes were coming from behold. The very next week or something like that, this same husband I have now walked into my apartment. They came to renovate our building then. So he was one of the leader. He always want to come to my room and make sure that everything is clean, no dust, no whatever. I was like, what is this man doing? Get out of my apartment. When I'm coming from shopping, he said, oh, can I help you? Can I help you? I said, no. Although I'm struggling with those bags, I just put a hatred on men because what they did to me. So I closed my door. But the moment I prayed that simple prayer, my doors, the door of my freedom, my eyes were open. And he asked me, came into my house, what is all this? You don't even have any picture here. Who is this? Who is this? I said, this is my brother. He's a reverend father, as you can see, with arrogance. And this is my brother holding my children. You can see I'm a single mother. Why are you asking? Did you see any ring on my finger? So I was very arrogant. And he still said it today. So we just made joke over it. So he said, okay, I want to have a cup of coffee with you. I said, not me. I'm not going out with you with this your bed and everything, with dirty shoes and everything. So, okay. But later, I don't know what motivated me. In my mind, I remembered what my friend told me to pray about, that I've just asked for mercy and let God open my door. I exchanged my number with him.
Mm.
That was how the story started. A few weeks
Yeah.
from there, I was asked to marry him.
Wow.
Like a joke, I was asked to move in with him, a man that has worked for 30 years without not even having a cent from his past relationship or savings or wherever. He bought a house with €0 in accounts. It's a testimony.
Yeah.
So we moved and we live here today. So when I discover all these things right now, why will I hold back? I am living my life right now. I let the past be in the past, and I
Yeah.
am running my race. That is
I
where I
think
am today.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges I had to face myself is I look at it as forgiving yourself. You forgive yourself because a lot of us hang on to things that has happened to us in the past,
Yes.
stories. It keeps it's somebody said it will always be there. You
Yeah.
can't we can't deny it.
No.
I'm not saying that you can't. They say forgive and forget. I don't think you can ever forget it, but you
No.
can let
You
go.
can forgive. You can let go.
You
Yeah.
can let go so that this will allow you the freedom to move forward. So, at what point did you start developing digital skills, writing books, and
Wow.
because this is a lot of people look at will be hearing yourself
That
be
is the
like,
most interesting
how
part.
how how did you? A lot of people say I don't have money to start business online. I don't have money to invest in business, or I don't have the time to even do it or to even look at it. What got you into writing? You have your own business online now. What is all this? And you have your own YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. I will say fulfillment. Let me use that word. I was looking for something that I can be how will I say it, to have my passion, what I love doing, what I like doing.
Yeah.
But after the happy mood, let me use it, honeymoon or wherever, I was happy getting married, moving to a new house, leaving the village and coming to the city, having my kids and everything. I was really excited. But in a moment, all this excitement died down. Why? Because that old lie, understand, started creeping in again. Everybody have gone to school, work and everything, and I was home alone. So I decided
Mm.
to apply for a job which my husband was not even aware of. So I got a job and it was a care work. And I was so happy to break the news to him. And he was not happy. He was not happy. He said, I have heard a lot of things about this kind of job and everything, and I just want you to stay home and do this or that. As a woman, I love to work with my hands. So I needed extra money to buy my makeup. I love shopping, everything I want. I don't want to be on his neck
Yeah.
24 hours. So I got a job in the care home with people with dementia. So it it's got to a point that I was harboring a lot of pain in my heart. I was not being fulfilled. I was not being passionate about the work. Getting up in the morning becomes a problem. I have to drag myself. I was constantly sick. I was abandoning my kids and husband. My husband becomes a bachelor in the house. Before he comes back from work, I have gone. Before he wakes up in the morning, leaving in the morning, I have already gone, or sleeping, or we were missing each other. There was no more romantic relationship. Let me use that language. No
Yeah.
communication. I was always tired. And my kids were missing me. It got to a point where my daughters would ask me a question and I would just give them wrong answer because I was not concentrating anymore. I was always thinking of how to get more hours, how to get more money, how to get more this. And I become stuck with my own self. All the happiness of getting married and having everything disappear within a twinkle of an eye.
No fulfillment.
So the turning point came when I went to a job. I had an evening shift that day, supposed to work till 10 o'clock. And a
Right.
friend of mine called me. We were working together. So when I checked the roster the day before, I said, this is my friend. She's working with me today. So I will be happy. You understand?
Mm.
So to my disappointment, she was only there to share the medicine. I'm in level 2. So she was there to share the medicine. And she just told me, get me something from the office. The moment I stood up to get something for her in the office, I felt something like I was going to just fall, dizziness. So I
Yeah.
managed to get it and went back. And I told her, I think I'm going to be sick right now. He said, okay, sit down, rest, and go home. Coming back home, twice, I almost got an accident. One was I was trying to drive and I almost ran into a tree. Trying to turn the steering to the other side, I almost ran into a moving vehicle. So by the
Wow.
time I got home, my husband was waiting. I don't know why he was waiting this particular day because normally he would just go to bed.
Mm.
So I opened the door and I dropped my bag and he said, welcome. How is everything? I say, I am not okay. I just collapsed immediately.
Wow.
So he tried to give me water, do all kind of thing. I said, I am going to take off from this work today. I am going to take you to the doctor. I said, I don't like doctors. I don't just like going there because it takes my time from getting money. So I went with him.
Oh yeah.
What really surprised me was when we walked into the doctor's office, the doctor just looked, I said, good morning, just looked at my face and said, sit down. It get me this saturasis something to put, I don't know what the name, saturation or something like that in my finger to take my heartbeat or something like that.
Pulse.
Yes. And he said, look into not me, he looked directly to my husband. He said, tell this lady to stay home. If she wants to leave, take care of her kids, because our family doctor, and enjoy her marriage. It's like, I look at the man, they are white. So I thought, oh, I hope they are not playing pranks on me right now. I don't know whether they have called behind my back to stop me from making my money. Like, I was shocked.
Yeah.
And immediately he made all the appointments to meet a psychologist, to meet a therapist or something like that, to
Yeah.
control my breathing because I was practically not breathing normal anymore. The anxiety has come, and he labeled it anxiety disorder,
Yeah.
highest one. You understand?
Wow.
So I started the whole process and everything. I was home. I was asked to stay home. And behold, in that contract, in that period, searching for motivational messages online, just normally I would never click an ad on YouTube. I would just look at it. You people just don't waste my time. I click it off. But I saw your video, sorry to say, but I have to come from the point. And I saw your video and I said, this black man, what is he? What does he have to say? So I said, okay, let me listen. And I listened to the video. I said, wow, this is the point I am and where I'm coming from. I need to take action immediately. So I called my daughter. I said, come, Cynthia. Say, Mama, you know all these things. I said, no, my spirit agreed with this man and I'm going to do it right now. Get me my credit card and everything. So I did everything immediately, get a subscribed or whatever, get the
Yeah.
video series, and I went through the series. It was a turning point in my life that I need a positive mindset to
Yeah.
survive in this world. So that is
Emoji.
how my journey started with this digital online business. And like I said, I am not regretting a bit of it because my potentials, what I'm passionate about. And in all this, my contract was not even renewed anymore. Who cares? Like what you would tell me. I said, who cares? I
Yeah.
found my way. I am happy. I'm so excited now. My belief, my passion, my vision, my purpose.
I think what you said, you mentioned a whole valuable point down there. And I think all of us come into, I don't even know which one to pick because all of us come into this country. The first job we get is either it's going to be care, security, or all these odd jobs that doesn't make. I'm not saying it's a bad job. Don't get me wrong. It's a way to start, but we get trapped into it. For me, I did that care, and I was giving away my work. I'll tell you why I was giving away my work. You see, back home in Nigeria, when you talk about caring for somebody, we do it with love. We do it with regardless whether the person is giving you money or not giving you money. Your heart is in it. I'm looking
Is
after
there?
you. So when they say care work, I'm like, ah, that's a good thing. But when I started doing it, I realized it was like a shift. I used to be the driver. I'll drive other like two or three other carers, and I'll drop them in their own house. They would be there for like maybe 30-minute slot, 30 to
Mm-hmm.
1 hour slot, depending on the contract the person has with the organization. And I will go to my one. Then I'll do mine and I'll go and pick them up. At
Yes.
some point, I was seeing it. I wasn't there. It was more like if I spend extra 10 minutes there to do something, it was as if the other guys will be late and they'll be complaining like you're saying now, you need to work to
Yes.
make money. So that's how all of them were. They were like busy working, forgetting about there's no passion behind what they were doing. So for me, there's something Justin Wolf talked. He said it's out of integrity. So you're there, you're
Mm-hmm.
slaving your life doing something that you don't have any passion for. It's not in your DNA, and you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally
Yeah,
deceiving yourself. So
it's true.
that's where I that's why I was at some point I said I'm no longer doing the work. You guys go do my shift because I did not find it within myself to go into a man's house because I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
They were assigning me to only guys, men, elderly men. I was not passionate about going into helping them, knowing that I am not there with my heart. I'm just rushing through everything to beat time.
Exactly.
It wasn't just me. I said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. This is not me. That's why
Mm.
I quit. They said, what are you gonna do next? I don't know. But don't want to be this anymore. So that's why I started looking for other ways to this is one point that you touched on. I'm like, I can so much resonate with it. So we wake up, I think we wake up when there's something Esther said when the teacher appears, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So you got the SFM. This is the point. You probably a lot of people ask how much is it before you pay, or what am I going to get before I pay. I told them if you're hesitating on that part, you've lost
Mm.
the first principle of success: desire.
Yes.
You crossed it. You saw something. You saw my video. I was talking about because I was literally in that video. I was literally crying because I was
Yes.
sharing my. Towards the end, I was crying shooting the video, but you wouldn't see it. I put pictures to cover that video so that people don't see my tears. But I had to come out.
But I still feel I connected to it emotionally from that cry. I might not see the tears, but it was a spiritual thing. I connected to it that this man is talking from the angle of pain.
Yeah, it was more. Even as I speak now, my tears are beginning to go out of my
Yeah.
eyes. But it's
Yeah.
more of when you're in a pain and you see a lot of people like living fake life. It's hard. That's why that's what I love about SFM. It's more like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
let you be yourself. And that's the
Yeah.
point. At that point, I released every. When people ask me how much does it cost or how long is the training, I don't have time. All this, I say this doesn't make sense to me. When you reach that point in your life, you want to take ownership of it. Nothing else matters. You just do whatever it takes. So that's the point you went
Oh.
through, and that's these are the qualities I look for. Napoleon Hill did a survey in Think and Grow Rich. He said over 16,000 men and women. He said he came up with this quote: "Successful people make decisions
Mm-hmm.
very fast and change them slowly, if they ever have to. And unsuccessful people take very long to make decisions and they change them frequently as they move
Yes.
on." So that is something I've always guided myself with. If I'm hesitating on something, there's something not good about it. Well, it's not that there's something
Mm.
that means I don't know myself. I don't. It's out of what I want. When we don't hesitate, money is no longer what's driving us. We want our life back. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
You want your life back. It's not how much you're going to make will matter anymore. You just want something out. It's just like when I was doing that work. I wanted. It wasn't me. I can't, how long could you keep pretending that you have fat bank account? How long could you keep pretending that you spend more time with your kids
Yeah.
like anybody else? How long would you keep pretending that you do homework with your children and help them every? You can't. How long can you keep pretending that when you want to travel, you can do it without talking to your boss
Yeah.
for him to give you permission, and you say,
Exactly.
and you are 50 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
you've been doing this. Are you a kid? Who you don't need any scientist to tell you that something is wrong. So this decision is that survey summarized. I use that quote to guide myself. So when people are looking to sign up, I'm just looking at who made decisions as fast as possible, and
Mm-hmm.
who you will see majority of them go on
Yeah.
to the end, towards the end.
Yes.
And same thing with you, Esther, Efe. If I look at the record, every of all the successful students in the group, in our Facebook group, we all have those box ticks.
True.
It's not money does it's not what was driving us, it was something else. So how has SFM helped you? And let me not take the story because you're the one.
No, it's okay. Okay. SFM, when I joined the SFM, I it was like the best turning point of my life. Why? Because I got to know when I signed up and I got a free video series and I begin to analyze those video series and I join your webinar, join other webinars, listen to people's story, and my mind began to change and it began to shape into the positive mindset. My personal development started with SFN. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I wrote the first book, but this second one I wrote now, No More Holding Back, is really about how SFM has really gave me that opportunity to move on with my positive mindset, personal development, with loved ones around, hearing people's story, open mind, not hiding myself anymore in the past. You understand? I look at the past now. I said, no, I have to move on. And SFM has really helped me to shape my mindset now, because right now there is something that is going on. And it's like everybody are calling me to seek an advice. I said, okay. But I was not like that before I joined SFM. I would join the multitude to do what they are doing. But before time, you said one thing just now. So when you are no more passionate and when your spirit is no more in alignment with where you are, there is something that is telling you to move on, if
That's
I'm
good.
correct.
That's
So when
good.
I got SFM with all the training and everything, so when this issue arises from a place, some people think it's a comfort zone or whatever. They don't read their books, they don't read their Bible, they don't do anything anymore. So when the shaking come, it shake all of them off balance. So it's like
Okay.
I'm laughing and I'm constantly there. Your personal development, what SFM has given to me, has helped me to see this issue, and it's not affecting me. Why? Because I begin to learn from the lessons, because I saw it coming. So I position myself. So SFM has really been everything that opened my eyes. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. But one thing is, hey, but I believe in one thing, that the more you read, the more you acquaint yourself with what you read, the more you learn from it is the best way. Like still what we always say, we can't do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You really have job to do. You understand? So if you just, all you hear is just to sit down and watch, thinking of how much you will pay to sign in, thinking of how much you will pay for the subscription, thinking of how much you will do this or that or whatever, it will not help. When I joined SFL, my consultant called me, Daniel. He called me from London. He said, Jane, are you ready? I said, no. Just leave me. Let me enjoy this process slowly. I thought I came into SFM to replace my income, but I got something more than money. And that is my mindset, my personal development. So the rest will follow. Yeah, so if I develop my mindset and my personal development, like I'm doing interview with you now, if it's years back before I joined SFM, you won't get me. Because I'm going to hide. You will never get me. So SFM brought out a lot of things. So I'm very confident with myself, and I speak out of confidence because I know where I'm talking from. And that is the help of SFM. So I did not even regret a moment. And I'm not regretting a moment of being an SFM member and learning more every day. So I advise everyone watching today, it's not all about money, how quick you will make the money. Change your mind.
Yeah, it's in the Bible. Be thou renewed in your mind. Be thou transformed. If you can't, I think it's Romans 12:2. If you can't change your mindset, then it's all over. In my opinion, it's all over. Because that's what Stewart teaches in Module 2, and he designed that Module 2 specifically to help you. Because the person Einstein said, "This thinking has brought me this far." That this thinking has created a problem this thinking can't solve. So basically, what he's saying is, if you're 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and you have a problem in your life, you don't spend time, you don't earn good money, you're not. The thinking that you have produced has brought you to this point. You need a new mindset to change, to move on. And I learned that from this book, The Strangest Secrets by Elle Nightingale. You will become what you think
Powerful
about.
Book.
Then you go to, it's all in the thinking. Then you go to Solomon. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Boy, I don't need any more explanation.
No way.
I am the problem. It's not the cause. It's not. There's something that is not connecting in me that I have not figured out.
Yes.
So you have. I think it's James in the Bible, book of James, 6 verse 2 or something. Be humble to learn. So humility, for you to change your mindset, you have to come to that humble state to like say, okay, I have made all these terrible mistakes. I forgive myself. Now let's start afresh. Life changes.
Yes.
But you do it. It's a gradual process. Because Bob Proctor will say, Mr. Fuller will say, you're trying to replace. You can't change existing reality. There's something in life that's like you're feeding it every day like food that you don't know that is in you. You can't change existing reality. You have to build a new model.
Yes.
It's basically, so that the old one becomes obsolete. That's where the Bible says, with this faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. That mountain is the old habit that you have, that the time you wake up, the beliefs that you have about life and money, all these things, you have to build a new model so that the old one becomes obsolete. Now, there's something Bob normally says, I want to bring into context. He said, with any challenge you have, experience you have in your life, that is people tend to see as very negative, there is an equal opportunity of something positive that's coming out of it. Now, when you started, you came from Nigeria, I'm overdue in pregnancy. You got kicked out by a couple of men. and you collapsed in a job in front of your house, coming back from work in a
Mhm.
job that you didn't like, going through all this. Now you found an online education that just helps you switch your mindset. How has that impacted your children and the people around you, your husband as well?
Um, it has really changed our mindsets. Like what where I came from, Nigeria, a parable when the head is rotty,
Yeah,
the head, yeah,
yeah,
is rotty. It starts from the roots
yeah,
because when a tree dies, the root is already dead before it shows in the outside.
that's true.
So when I was living in this past life, my children were also like part of it.
Absolutely.
Let me use it because what you don't have, you can't give.
That's true. 100%.
With all the rejection from my first son, which I was asked to abort at age of 8 months, I survived it. To the second one that's he pushed me out of my comfort zone, thinking he was punishing me, but it was a plan to elevate me. I
Yeah.
came to Europe and I gave birth to the second child, placenta down, pregnancy up,
Mm,
baby up, which would have led to bleeding, maybe the end of my life.
yeah.
Then the third one came with all romance and talk, sweet talks of love. At the age of about 5 months, I was asked to abort that pregnancy, which I refused.
Mm-hmm.
I gave birth to that girl, she's 11. And the last one also came, pregnant with 2 months. The man that I thought loved me abandoned me and went back to Africa, not even Europe. Went through all the process of, I'm a live camera. I think I have it in a series of YouTube. At the end of that pregnancy, they wanted me here. Manipulations are meant, they wanted me to also abort that child because of complication that she will be handicapped. She's one of the best and smart in the house now. I
Yeah.
refused. And to where I am today, with a positive mindset, I lost my womb in the process of having my last child.
Mm,
I was almost gone with a lot of blood disappearing or wherever, trying to pump liver, kidney failing. But with all this, and when I came to SFM and I saw that, wow, I can still function.
yeah.
I can still function. All I needed was a positive mindset, not more. It was all about me
Yeah.
because I keep on making one mistake and mistake and mistake, hiding from where I'm supposed to be, hiding from my passion, hiding from what God has called me to be. I follow the wrong direction. But the moment I get to SFM, my mindset changed. And I can see in my house today the potentials my children have just because I decided to follow the right path. All their potentials have just appeared. My husband is more confident now. He used to be very, I was discovered with anxiety, but the one in house was double. You know, these white people, they take medication or whatever, this one. But now, he stopped the medication for about 6 months. 6 months. Because I walked him through before this time. And now, with this SFM that started, all of us has a positive. We just encourage each other. We live life. Who cares?
What
When we
does your
can buy
daughter do now?
bread, we eat. My husband is what is call it now? Let me call him the contractor. He builds houses. He just anything to building. That's what he does.
How about your daughter?
Yeah, media designer. She have her own. She's going to launch her own website, web shop. Or call her
And she
into this. What do they call her? Call her name again. She designed all the stickers where you can put on a t-shirt with a face cap with all those kind of design. That's what she's called. Logo designer and everything about media, editing videos. She's just practically the brain behind my YouTube channel. I don't know anything about it. She does everything for me, my blog, everything. And she
So
designed the book cover also. No more
and
holding back.
and there's another thing you told me before we started out that she was going into care.
Yeah.
She was doing care work before
Yes.
she transitioned into media. So
Yeah.
how?
She was into care, and I remember asking her, "Do you really love what you have chosen to do? Can you do it?" Because I saw in her that she was into drawing
Yeah.
and football. You understand? So she's like, I like drawing. I like drawing. I like designing things. I like this. I like that. I said, why not choose your passion? She was like scared. What did I say? I said, when the root is rotty, the up will also come out rotty.
Yeah,
She was scared because we are the role model as a parent to our children.
that's true.
When we can position ourselves with a positive mindset and good personal development, our children they see, they copy,
Absolutely.
they are copycat, they copy a lot from us. So we
Confident.
have to position ourselves to be confident that yes, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So
Yeah.
she took up and switched from nursing with no time, with all the obstacles, and she became what she is today into media design, and she's doing good.
This is something
She's
that
doing very well.
she designed my logo. If you guys haven't seen my logo, go to any of my Nwanaji group, my company. This is something I normally see as like a blindfold for people that look to start businesses online. They
Mm-hmm.
don't say it. And when they are looking to pay that initial money, they are thinking about themselves. How am I gonna get the money back?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't see the connection between digital business and their children and how it can affect their children. So we're always looking at it from a point where it's about us, and you can never grow focusing on yourself. I've learned that
No,
you can never grow, change your life thinking,
that's all.
because if you are struggling digitally now, your your daughter can help you out with website or to
Yes.
that's the age they grow up in. Like for us, it's Nintendo we grew up with, Nintendo game. Them is now it's PS4, and now they're all doing all these
Mm-hmm.
different bits and pieces. They stay on this phone device all day long. This is their time. This is their world. So if
Mm-hmm.
we deny them, if we are getting into business online and we are thinking about ourselves, we are denying
Ourselves. Yeah.
our children the potential of being the best in their own time. So we are always looking at it from a very narrow eye
Yeah.
mindset of how much am I investing it today so I can make this next month or next 6 months. We're not looking at it as a lifetime something. And
Exactly.
this is something I when I started waking up to this, I'm like, that's why I you don't tell anybody. They say you only learn from two places. Either you learn from your own mistake or you learn from others. At the end of the day, it's a belief that you have within yourself. Because me,
Yes.
I used to do delivery. I remember climbing up the stairs, carrying boxes,
Mm-hmm.
get signature on maybe phone or
Mm-hmm.
iPad, and you earn a pound for it. You have to do that 100 times, different houses. It's like the work alone is like gym. So by the time you come
Yes.
back home, you're finished. So, and I tell people, can you make money online? They say it's hard work. They say
Yes.
making money online is hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I tell them this hard work is not lifting boxes like in Africa, going to farm. It's more like
Mm-hmm.
discipline. Sit down in front of the computer and use your brain. For you write
Yes.
a lot. So now you've written a book now, a couple of books now. If we want to get hold of your book, uh, first of all, how did your book get to Amazon? Because a lot of people want to sell on Amazon. They don't have any idea how to do. Do you have any idea how to do it?
I was still linking back to my daughter because she's handling every media issue. If it were to
Absolutely.
be me, I would not be able to do it. You understand? So when I
Yeah,
changed my positive mindset and I changed our own also, sometimes I have to push. I say, you are into media, you can do it, because sometimes you need to motivate them from a positive
absolutely.
angle. She'll say,
Yeah.
Mama, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do this. I say, you know how to do it. Go to YouTube, make some research, put it down. And she's just like, bam, bam, bam. I say, Mama, I have done it. I said, I told you, believe in yourself. You will become what you think.
Well, it wouldn't have happened that fast. Now, this has saved you a cost in hiring somebody to do it
Yes.
for you because now it's in-house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that if you hadn't started the business, started changing your mindset, if you were thinking about yourself, you wouldn't have seen this path that is
No.
coming down and the potential that is like we were talking earlier. There's a lot of people are going to start businesses online. This is their time. They will need logos. They will need design.
Mm-hmm.
So the job is endless for her. So the opportunity you have in your house there is immense. And
Mm.
what
Mm.
I've learned again from my own experience with my kids is the, the senior one will be teaching the younger ones.
Yes.
If you do more work on the senior one, it will be easier to get the younger ones to get down on that
Yes.
path. But if you lose it in the beginning with your first kid,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually going to be challenging
There's nothing. Yes.
transferring that.
Correct.
Or
Mm.
so it's more of a generational wealth. That's what you're building, but you may not see it.
Mm.
It's a generational wealth because
Mm.
everybody's into the same thing, supporting each other. So good luck to you. It's all down to you.
That's
It's
correct.
nobody's.
Thank you.
It's not nobody's effort. Like I said, God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. So whatever if you're watching this video, whatever you're watching this, if you want to get her book, it's on her website, janeliberated.com. I'll, so if you go to her website, you'll see her two books there. I can share the screen now. So if you go here, janeliberated.com, and it's your daughter that did all this, isn't it?
Yes.
She designed
Yes.
all this, and with this link, that will take you can purchase it in Amazon, wherever you are, and there you go. So all this is all down to your ability to open your mind up to learn a new skill. And that's something that we all need. So if you're watching this video, you're looking at ways to you can you get inspired because that's what these videos are all about. We do this to help a lot of families, a lot of people are in pain. You can't
Mm.
Matthew 7 ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be opened unto you. Only you know what's going on in your life. I can't come to your house and knock on the door. So nobody came to my house and knocked on the door to me and said, Pascal, you need to start an online business. Your life is not working. I had to tell myself the honest truth. This is no longer going. I'm not going to get what I want if I continue doing this. I need to change. That's how I started online business. Even most of the people that I know that started, give up, but don't start this because of the money. I'll tell you, have a real reason behind why you're starting.
Mm-hmm.
And think about your children and your family, the people that are around you that will be benefiting from your actions, not just on a mirror scale of yourself. Because it's going to be, God has something to do with your life. You just have to open yourself up to accept it, receive it. That's the last phase.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching something yesterday. So the first thing is you can ask for God something, then you have to be patient to get it.
Yes.
At that point, you're being patient. You open your mind up to receiving. That is where the challenge is. No complaint. Like Jane, you may be hearing Jane saying this, but I can understand the science behind it. Is when she said, with all this going on in the world, we are happy as long as we eat, we know our quality. It comes from that humility on knowing yourself.
Yes.
There's no shaking. God is with you.
Amen.
All right, then I think if you have any final word for anybody that is listening,
Um.
fans, maybe they are in asylum, they are watching this video and they don't see a way out, or maybe they are about to break up with their spouse or in their marriage, or they've got kids,
Oh God.
whatever. How can you summarize this interview so that
I
they
will.
know God looking after them?
I don't know how to say this to my fellow women, especially women. That's whether you are a single mother right now or you have been abandoned with pregnancy or with children, don't kill yourself. Find it in your heart to forgive those people that left you behind. Because in the first place, God made you to leave that place or made them to abandon you because He has a better purpose for your life. Don't beat yourself up over a mistake. Learn from the mistake and move on. Take care of yourself. I tell women, take good care of yourself. Let those people that have abandoned you in one way, thinking they are offending you or making you angry, know that you are just a miracle and a destiny child. And another thing, don't hang around a job that is killing you and making you not to have contact with your husband or even with your children as a single mother. Don't run after money. Follow your dream. It's very important. Because we wake up at a very late hour. Please follow your mind. Seek your passion instead of the money. That is just it.
And that's Stuart's message as well. Follow the passion. Jeff Bezos' message, follow your passion. Wow,
Yeah.
what a way to summarize that. Thank you, Jane, for
Welcome.
all that you're doing. And anyone that wants to use the same training that Jane used, there'll be links around this video that will show you how to get started as well. Apart from that, thank you, Jane. Thanks for
Thank
your
you for having me. Yeah, bye. Bye.